Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening and thanks for joining us on this Friday night. I'm Jay Cohn. Janelle is off tonight. At least 9 people are dead now in the aftermath of 3 wildfires that are ripping through the state of California. More than 150,000 people have been forced from their homes, many saying goodbye to those homes forever. 6,000 homes have already been lost in the blaze. Ileana Diaz has the latest for us now from Ventura County, California.
Tisha Arroyo watched helplessly as flames engulfed her Northern California home, one of thousands of structures destroyed by the Camp Fire in Butte County.
Let's try to save it as long as we can.
The out-of-control wildfire has destroyed a hospital, school, and businesses. Several bodies have been found trapped in burned-out cars. Dry brush and erratic winds are fueling the danger up and down the state.
We are basically looking at a very significant, dangerous weather pattern through the rest of this weekend and into early next week throughout all of California.
Here in Ventura County, this is one of the dozens of homes lost in what's being called the Woolsey Fire, stretching from Thousand Oaks to Malibu.
The wind just started swirling like a tornado, and the whole sky was black, and all you saw were flames.
Fierce winds have been quickly spreading embers, sparking flames, consuming everything in the fire's path.
How much more can this city endure?
Evacuees like Mary Leeton in Thousand Oaks are doing their best to steady their nerves, already frayed after the Borderline bar shooting.
Now we're being burnt down.
Nearby in Agoura Hills, only ashes remain of this historic Western filming spot called Paramount Ranch. It was used for a number of movies and TV shows, including HBO's Westworld. Ileana Diaz, CBS News, Ventura County, California.
At least 3 firefighters have been injured. Several celebrities, including Lady Gaga, have shared on social media that they too are part of the mandatory evacuation orders. Turning to the weather scene, Bob, from fire to ice, we're ready for the weekend, but you better be bundled up.
We've got some colder temperatures. We've got some snow moving into the state. Let me show to you on the Doppler radar. Look at this. It's spreading all the way from one side of Montana to the other, but it's basically 2 cells, one that's kind of east of Billings and the other one that's kind of west. The one that's east of us is expected to continue to go east, but there's got one little batch of snow just to our northwest. Could put some scattered slurries into the Billings area later this evening. But take a look at this. Out in western Montana, we have a winter weather advisory, 1 to 2 inches of snow in the valleys, maybe up to 4 inches up in the mountains out there by Missoula. And on Kings Hill by Great Falls, could see 6 to 12 inches of snow there. Meanwhile, we also have a lake wind advisory for Fort Peck Reservoir. Could be looking at 35 mile per hour winds most of tomorrow. So it's going to be very choppy on the lake tomorrow as well. We'll have the rest of your weekend forecast for Billings coming up in a few more minutes.
All right. Thank you, Bob. President Trump is now vowing to appeal a judge's ruling this week that has put a halt to work on the controversial Keystone Pipeline. U.S. District Judge Brian Morris on Thursday ruled that the State Department's analysis of the project did not comply with federal environmental laws. Today, TransCanada, the Canadian firm proposing the Keystone XL, says it's now reviewing the judge's ruling but remains committed to the project. Spokesman Terry Acuna says, quote, "We remain committed to building this important energy infrastructure project." Today in Washington, speaking to reporters as he prepared to leave for Paris, the president called Judge Morris's ruling a political decision, saying, quote, "I think it's a disgrace. 48,000 jobs. I approved it. It's ready to start." Back in Montana, meanwhile, the Fort Peck tribes put out this statement, quote, "The tribes have consistently opposed construction of this pipeline and consider Judge Morris's order a victory." One of the main plaintiffs in the original suit, the Northern Plains Resource Council, put out this news release saying, quote, "Despite the best efforts of wealthy multinational corporations and the powerful politicians who cynically do their bidding, we see that everyday people can still band together and successfully defend their rights." Northern Plains, along with several other environmental groups, sued in 2017 after the Trump administration announced its approval of the pipeline permit. They found the project would, in fact, serve the national interest. Well, this week, members of the Montana Farm Bureau Federation are here in Billings attending their annual convention. As Russell Nimitz shares tonight, in addition to informative workshops, attendees are discussing important ag issues that are impacting their farms and ranches.
This year, the new Farm Bill was talked a lot about at the Montana Farm Bureau Federation's annual convention. And with the midterm elections finally over, getting a new Farm Bill passed this year is important for farmers.
We really depend on the Farm Bill and make sure the insurance part of it so that we can cover our expenses, because it's pretty expensive when you get putting fertilizer and the chemical costs and machinery costs and labor costs and just everything put together to be able to have a sustainable farm to keep going to next generations.
On the trade front, new USDA data shows exports of U.S. beef are on the rise. That's why ranchers say strengthening existing trade agreements has been positive.
We in the United States, of course, are producing a product that is basically more than what can be used in our country. We need to trade with the other countries in the world to also not only move our product, but help feed the people around the world.
And with important ag issues like these on the table, the annual convention is where Montana Farm Bureau members set their grassroots policy, which guides the organization for the coming year.
The main purpose of this annual convention is for the delegates to come together from all over the state, all the different counties, and bring their cares and concerns and put it together as a policy book that we use to guide us in our lobbying efforts, both in Helena and in Washington, D.C.
In Billings, Russell Nemitz, MTN News.
Thank you, Russell. If you were one of those attending Montana Fair this summer, turns out you were attending an award-winning fair. The International Convention of Fairs announcing its award winners this week, and Montana Fair is bringing home some impressive hardware. Montana Fair won 16 total awards in 3 categories: communications, sponsorship, and agriculture. Among the 16 awards were 6 first-place finishes in areas such as promotional events, sponsorship innovation, and for their commemorative poster. The convention compares fairs from all across the world. This year, over 1,600 entries were judged, making Montana Fair one of the most award-winning anywhere in the world. Director of Marketing Ray Massey says even though Montana Fair is no stranger to winning awards, they're particularly proud of winning in a new category this year.
This was the first year we had entered in the agricultural type of competitions, and we won first place with Opportunity Farm by Opportunity Bank. That was one of the cool parts of it. Sheila Shank really helped us put that together. Opportunity Bank with the sponsorship of it. That was right in the front of the fairgrounds, brand new for us, and was a first-time winner. We were very proud of that.
Representatives of Montana Fair will be collecting their awards later this month at the annual convention in San Antonio. Congratulations. Well, fire is a natural part of life in Yellowstone Park, but it's also something officials are constantly observing. High atop Dunraven Pass is the last remaining full-time resident fire lookout in the park. This summer, MTN's Chet Lehman got the opportunity to visit the lookout and talk with the man who has called this his summer home for more than a decade.
This is what the Mount Washburn Fire Lookout looks like today. It was a little smaller when it was first built back in the 1920s.
Very shortly thereafter, they discovered that it wasn't fit for today's modern lookouts because the windows were small. As you can see, this place has got some nice windows here. And they rebuilt it beginning in 1931.
For a time, Yellowstone had as many as a dozen lookout towers. Mount Washburn remains as the last, hosting a full-time resident each summer. Ed Stark has been that resident for 12 years.
Fire lookouts have been called everything from the eyes of a mountain to freaks on peaks, stewards of the mountain.
In Mount Washburn's case, tourist information officer also applies. Dozens of people almost daily in the summer make their way up the 3-mile trail to his home in the clouds. Fire lookout is his work, but because he's at over 10,000 feet, he even sometimes is the eye-in-the-sky traffic cop.
The people in tower don't like when I call them because that usually means I've seen a bear jam down below and they've got a traffic jam that they're going to have to go and break up. So, you know, we look around and we watch what's happening.
Modern technology has changed the role of the fire lookout. Still, when he's not chatting with visitors, Ed Stark is scanning the park looking for early signs of fire.
I'm still going to look out the window, you know. My Latin teacher told me that, Mr. Stark, would you please pay attention? Nobody is going to pay you to look out the window. I wish Mrs. Johnson was still alive because I'd say, Yes, they're not paying me much, but they're paying me a little to look out the window.
High above Yellowstone National Park, Chet Lehman, MTN News.
Thanks, Chet. Yellowstone had as many as a dozen lookout towers at one time. Not all of them were manned. Stark's work season, by the way, begins with his hike up to the tower in March and ends with his hike down when winter returns. Coming up on tonight's 10 o'clock news, 65 years ago, television on our region changed as Cook TV, now Q2, was introduced to the airwaves. We'll take a look back. And in sports, Laurel, Central, and West all had a shot tonight at reaching your state football championship. Scott shows us who's moving on.
You're watching MTN News with Jay Cohn and Janelle Slade. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire. And sports with Scott Green. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.